Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaobman.com. Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. Thank you so much for being here today. Today, we are going to be talking about building and boosting your self-confidence. How many of you out there really want to try new things, but you catch yourself stopping because you just lack the confidence? Or perhaps you have a dream that you've been working on. Maybe you want to write that book. Maybe you want to land that dream date. Whatever it is, you find yourself worrying that you don't have what it takes, or you're afraid to even try, so you just stay stuck where you are. A lot of that is due to the confidence that we have in ourselves. So today, I am going to talk to you about some simple things you can do to instantly boost your self-confidence so that you can do whatever it is that you've always wanted to do, but you're just feeling stuck and not able to go after it. But before we get started today, our show is sponsored by Piñata. Piñata is a podcast created by Colleen G. Thomas. Colleen created this podcast to send positive energy to Ukraine. When listening to this podcast, you will experience daily magic for peace. Episodes consist of a short meditation to calm the nervous system, and then a guided meditation to send positive energy to the Ukraine. There is a new episode every weekday, so join Colleen in sending peace and loving energy to the Ukraine, while also experiencing peace and loving energy yourself. All right, so confidence and building confidence. Most of us might say that, yes, we do believe we are confident. I know it's something that I've been working on my whole life. Yet, no matter how hard we try, we still have those insecurities that rear their ugly heads. Why does that continue to happen, and what can we do to fix that? So, confidence, some people just seem like they're born with it. But obviously, everyone has issues that they deal with. Some people are just better at putting on that brave front in front of the people, and you don't see their insecurities. Part of having confidence is really going for what you want. So if you're wanting to build that confidence, you have to look the part as well. So we're going to talk about ways you can do that. Just remember that no matter how put together everybody looks, everyone deals with confidence issues from time to time. We all have our own insecurities. It's just that some people work on it continuously and they don't let that stop them. They know that there are tools out there that can help them to eliminate those fears when those fears rear their ugly heads, as they will, because everyone deals with it from time to time. So the first thing is to work on your appearance. And I'm going to say this, and I don't mean that you have to be vain or they're doing this in vanity. But let's face it. I know for me personally, when I look terrible, it makes me feel terrible too. But if I get a new outfit or I fix my hair a certain way, it will make me feel better. And this is not to boost your vanity or anything like that. It's just because when we look better sometimes, we feel better. One just leads to the other. So this is about working on yourself and taking time to spend money and time on yourself. So maybe your wardrobe is a little bit outdated and you don't often buy yourself new things. Maybe you feel like you can't, or maybe you feel like you shouldn't. It's okay to go through and buy yourself new things now and then. It is. You can update your look. I'm always updating mine. And that's okay to do that because when, again, we look better or we feel more comfortable in our clothes, then we feel better about ourselves. And there's no shame in this. So go through your closet and purge what you no longer want to wear. Or if you have things that are really faded and don't look good, or maybe they don't fit right, just get rid of them or store them away and go get yourself something that you really feel comfortable in and you really like the way it looks on you, because it's a way of self-care. Taking care of yourself is self-care, and it isn't vain, it isn't selfish. Go get your hair styled a different way if you feel like doing that. Again, I'm not trying to emphasize that we should focus on our look, because I'm not saying that. But I always feel better. Even if I just go get my hair trimmed a little bit, it makes me feel better. Or if I go and get the color done on my hair, I feel better. Sometimes trying new colors, I just like doing that. I'm not afraid to do that. Sometimes you try bold things and it doesn't work out, but a lot of times you do and it works out great. So just try something new with your look, or try to update it, or try to do something. Go get a facial maybe that would make you feel better, because your skin will feel nice and soft and whatever. This is all about taking care of you. Also, dress for success. If you're going out for a new job or you're wanting to present yourself in a certain way, you have to dress the part, and it doesn't mean spending $500 or $100 on new clothes. It just means that you look presentable, because when you're going in a job interview, if you're dressed casually and you don't look nice, your confidence shows in that way too. But if you're, like for me, if I go into an interview in like a power suit or at least a very nice dress, I feel more confident because I feel like I look the part. So this actually does help boost your confidence. Also, you need to stop being so critical of yourself when you look at yourself in photos. How many of us do that? Oh, why does my nose look like that? Oh, look at my chin. I look like I have 2 chins. We get so critical of ourselves. Instead of doing that, mentally Photoshop yourself. How do you really want to see yourself when you look at pictures of you? And that's the way we need to start seeing ourselves. Now, this one, I know you're like, whatever, I can't do that. Yes, you can. You can start trying to see yourself in a new light instead of hyper-focusing on all of the details of the photos, which no one else notices, by the way. Anyway, look at the broad overview of your photo. You're a beautiful person. It's time for you to see that. So stop focusing on all of the little flaws that you have. And I used to be very guilty of that. And now I don't do that when I look at photos, because it doesn't matter anyway. I just try to see the beauty of the photo. Like, this is a wonderful photo of me with my family, and there's so much love in this photo, and I focus on that, not on every little wrinkle or line or double chin or whatever in the photo. It doesn't matter anyway. And there is Photoshop, so if you hate it that much, you can physically Photoshop your photos. And look at yourself and think about yourself in that positive light. Like, I'm a beautiful person. I deserve everything that's beautiful in the world, because you are a beautiful person and nobody is seeing all the flaws that you're focusing on anyway. Also, focus on your strength instead of your weaknesses. We all have weaknesses. Everyone does. There's not a person who's perfect, who can't, who can do every single thing. That doesn't exist. So get that out of your head that you're supposed to be some version of perfect. You're not. Doesn't exist. Instead, focus on where your strengths are. Like, I'm really good at listening and my friends really love coming to me to talk. That's a positive thing. Start spinning everything into your strengths. How can you work with your strengths? How can you play to your strengths? And if you have weaknesses, which we all do, again, I'm going to repeat, we all have weaknesses. Instead of beating yourself up for the weaknesses, focus on how you can maybe enhance those weaknesses. Is there anything you can do to improve in that area? Like, if you know you're always late, oh my gosh, I'm late to everything, I'm going to be late to my own funeral. What things can you do to maybe stop yourself from being late all of the time? And that could include, for example, getting more things ready the night before. So let's say you're always late to work. Can you get your coffee ready to go the night before? Can you get your lunch packed the night before? Can you have your clothes ready to go the night before? Can you set little alarms on your phone that reminds you that, hey, it's 10 minutes till you need to walk out the door. It's 5 minutes until you need to walk out the door. What little things can you do to help you improve in that area of weakness? Because again, we all have weaknesses. It's learning how to live with them and how to focus on our strengths and make improvements in the areas where maybe we're not as strong. So think about your strengths. What are they? Identify them and celebrate the wins you've had along the way. Like, you know what? I am really good at negotiating, and I was able to negotiate a really good salary for myself In what ways are you strong? What strengths do you have? And then in what ways have those strengths helped you in your life? And really celebrate all of those wins because they're so truly important. I talk about this in my book, and I joke and said, if I walk out of a room with a plate in my hand and I go into the kitchen to put it in the sink and I walk back into the living room and I don't still have the dish in my hand because I forgot to put it in the sink, that's a win for me. I do that all the time. I walk into a room and then I'm like, why did I come into this room? What was I going to do? And for me, though, that's also a sign of you're too busy. You need to slow down. You need to focus on things a little more. So celebrate all of the wins, no matter how small they are, even if it's remembering that you walked into the kitchen to get something out of the refrigerator. Whatever it is, celebrate those wins. They're important. Pay attention to your thoughts, and when those negative thoughts creep up on you, which they will, kill them immediately. Have a phrase ready to go that is your signal that we are killing that thought immediately. Either say to yourself, nope, that's not true, or envision, if you're a more visual person, a stop sign or whatever that is going to help you to remember that, nope, this thought is not allowed. I am not thinking this today. Instead, I'm going to shift it. Instead of thinking, why am I always late? Shift it around to, I'm working on being on time. I know I need a little more work, but I'm getting there. Instead of thinking something like, oh, I'm so disorganized, think I am so talented that I have several projects going on at once, but I could be better about organizing it. It's learning how to shift the way you talk to yourself and the way you think so that you're not doing that whole blame game and you're not beating up on yourself. Instead, focusing on your strengths and talking to yourself as though the weaknesses, we're aware of them, but we're working on them, so it's going to get better. It's really important to know yourself very well, because when you know yourself, you know when you start going to that negative place and when you start beating up on yourself and when you start feeling down about things. You can write them down in a journal if you want. That way you can come up with a new script. So when this thought pops into your head, you're going to replace it with this thought. Or you can have a redirect by maybe thinking of 5 things that you love about your life right now, or 5 things that you're grateful for. And it can be however many things you want. I always choose 5. I just think it's a nice number. But pick however many things you want to think about. Whatever you think is going to be enough to shift you out of that negative rabbit hole and keep you from spiraling even farther down that rabbit hole. How can you redirect your mind? It really is all about redirection. And listen, I like to form this analogy. When my son was little, he would throw a fit when he did not get his way, and he would so fixate on the thing that he was throwing a fit about. It was so hard to even be reasonable or logical with him because of this temper tantrum. So the first thing that I would have to do is to distract him. I learned how to do that because what it did is got him, it like jarred his central nervous system and got him out of that mode of just fixating on the one thing. And then I was able to deal with the behavior. We as adults are the same way. We fixate and get hyper-focused on one thing, and then it's hard to think about anything else. That's why it's really, really a good idea to have a distraction. So your distraction can be thinking about 5 things you love about your life right now, thinking about 5 things you're grateful for, or it can be thinking of a beautiful memory. All of those things will shift your thoughts, will shift your mood and your attitude really quickly. And that's important because being mindful and keeping your thoughts positive and staying present in the moment so you can pay attention to your thoughts is really going to help your confidence. If we continue to focus on, again, our strengths, what we're good at, all the great things we have, you're going to feel more confident. Also, show kindness to others and to yourself. This also increases your confidence or your sense of self-esteem because when we feel good, that boosts everything. So showing kindness to yourself and to others makes us feel better. And that leads me to the next part of this. I am challenging you to a kindness challenge. I did this already with my patrons, but I'm challenging you to do some nice and kind things for yourself this week. Yes, you can do kind things for others, but I want you to specifically focus on yourself. What can you do to show some more kindness and empathy to yourself? Do you need to forgive yourself for something? Do you need to take better care of your physical body? Maybe you need to get more sleep at night. Maybe you need to drink more water. Maybe you need to eat a little bit healthier. Maybe you need to move your body a little bit more. And moving your body more does not mean that you have to go run for a mile or whatever. Listen, I hate running. If you see me running, you better run too. Something's chasing me. Like, I don't like to run. I always tell people, if you find my body dead on a jogging track, know that I was killed elsewhere and moved there afterwards. I do not like running at all. I wish I did. I tried running many years ago with no success. I did it. I hated it all the way. And you shouldn't hate things that you do. Working out can be something as simple as just walking around the block or finding music you like and dancing to it. Just move your body. Do things that make you feel better, because that is going to boost your confidence. Go get your hair done. Go have lunch with a friend and enjoy laughing and talking about old times and stories and funny things that you did. Go have a nice dinner somewhere. Do something nice for yourself. Go get a massage. Whatever it is, it's going to be different for every single person. But I want you to make a list of things that you really enjoy, and I want you to schedule time for yourself to go and do those things this week. Because when we feel good and when we're happy, we tend to spread that kindness and that happiness. It's like a ripple effect. And not only are you going to be feeling better yourself and boosting your own self-confidence, but you'll probably do that for others too. Let me give you an example. If I'm having a really good day, I'm more likely to stand outside my door and smile at people as they walk by. And someone else might be having a bad day and you smile at them and then their day turns around. So whether or not you know it, our kindness and happiness turns around and causes a ripple effect that creates more kindness and happiness for others as well. So that is my challenge to you this week, is to go out and find and schedule time to do things that really bring you happiness. Whatever that is for you, I want you to do those things, and I want you to truly experience the joy that brings you. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to pull a couple of cards for you today. So the first card I pulled is Archangel Aurora. It says, welcome new beginnings. Let the sun shine in your life. So you may have some new things coming into your life. They're very positive. Don't fear change. Don't fear new, because new can bring about a lot of really positive and amazing new energy. And then you have Sedna, and it's infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So know that the universe has your back, and you have infinite abundance coming in. So there's nothing to worry about, nothing at all. So if you have new opportunities knocking on your door, know that they are being divinely given to you, and that you are being supplied for all of your todays and all of your tomorrows. And everything is going to be all right. It's going to be beautiful. So welcome that in. Go and schedule all of the things you're going to do this week for your happiness challenge, and enjoy all of the things that you do for yourself, and allow it to help you feel better and more confident about yourself. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. As always, if you like this podcast, please subscribe or leave a positive review from wherever you're listening. You can join me on Patreon for just $5 a month and get extra episodes, 2 extra episodes per week. Also, video of the interviews that I do and readings. And if you join for $10 a month, you get even more wonderful things like guided meditations. So join me over on Patreon, or if you want to work with me, you can go to my website, melissaoatman.com. If you really want to take your confidence to the next level, you can enroll in my online course, 10-day intensive self-care or self-love. And it is all online. It comprises of video and of different written lessons. And it's 10 daily lessons for you to increase your self-love and self-confidence. All right, guys, I am sending you so much love and light. I hope you have a beautiful day from wherever you're listening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.